Today, we sit down with Mr. Hogan and talk about his life. That and more on this week's episode of WA TV News.
Good morning, Wheaton Academy. I'm Gigi Going, and welcome to today's episode of WA TV News. We're coming to you from Studio 22.
It's Monday, September 16th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Schuler Williams. Let's get you caught up on a few announcements. Puente del Nino tutoring program is just starting up at both Indian Knoll and Wagner Elementary Schools and is a great local service opportunity. If you are interested in tutoring elementary age kids from mostly immigrant and refugee families, please see Mrs. Rivera in room 106 or message her on campus. You can choose to tutor any day of the school week, and if needed, rides are available to the school. We have helped tutor children through Puente for over 10 years, and your presence in their lives is absolutely a huge blessing. Sophomores, representatives from Jostens will be in the atrium on Thursday during lunch to take class ring orders. If you did not order last week, you can bring money and order on Thursday.
All musicians interested in performing in Wheaton Academy's Evening of the Classics, please look for information sheets on the Performing Arts Bulletin board outside the hub. There, you will also find sign-up sheets for an audition on Monday, October 7th. Furnace dance auditions are today in the dance room after school from 3:30 to 5:30. Please remember to bring your completed audition application with you. If you have questions, please reach out to Mrs. Woelfel.
The Tech Gurus have a couple of tips and suggestions for your on-campus experience. For any student that submits work to a teacher in digital form through on-campus, once you hit submit, go preview it. If you get an error message, the teacher also can't see it, and you will know that you need to fix something. When replying to a message, check and see who's receiving it. On-campus makes it clear who sent the message and who it is going to. Please stop replying to group messages. If you need to respond, contact only one person in a separate message. Lastly, for more tech tips, visit the Student Center and check out the top 10 tech tips under Technology Tutorial Video section.
There is a Model UN Meet Club meeting on Thursday during block lunch in Academy Hall, room 117. This meeting is for anyone, those with experience and those that are learning about Model UN for the first time. Please stop by the meeting or contact Mrs. Dunlap for more information. With homecoming right around the corner, Jamal and I spoke to students about what they are looking forward to the most.
Hi, we decided to talk to students about homecoming week.
What do you guys think homecoming is going to be like?
I think it's going to be really fun to not have any homework.
I think Powder Puff is going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited for field day, especially the eating challenge.
Football game.
I just love how it brings all the classes together and how we can come together and build a kingdom community together and just come together and compete.
My favorite part of homecoming is Powder Puff.
This is what homecoming's really like.
Making that video is just so much fun, just to get ready for homecoming, think about it again, just think about what I'm going to wear, and it's just super exciting to get back into that season.
For sure. That was a great video to definitely hype up homecoming, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to top last year.
Yeah, for sure. Props to Jenny. There are plenty of opportunities at Wheaton Academy, and many of the clubs and groups don't limit enrollment. For this next segment, Schuler Williams gives us a look at the Maroon Platoon and talks with senior Dan Kowalczyk about the impact this group has on the athletes.
I am here with the senior football player Dan Kowalczyk. How has Maroon Platoon impacted you, also like being a captain and the team?
Yeah, so Maroon Platoon, it's always nice to see when you have schoolmates and just like people that you know cheering you on. And like in between huddles or on the sideline, when you hear people chanting, it always like gives you extra energy. I know that's my case, and that's the case for the rest of the guys. And it kind of just like allows you to push forward a little bit, even when it's a little bit stagnant in the game.
What has been your favorite Wheaton Academy Maroon Platoon theme ever?
I'd have to say Neon Night. Like when we ran out of the helmet, just seeing those like massive clouds of smoke, that was pretty cool.
Well, there you have it. For Watt TV, this is Schuler Williams. This fan section is not only open to all students, but actually is the students. When you participate in our crowds at athletic events, you are a part of the Maroon Platoon. And for those who want to look the part, sweatshirts will be on sale for $15 and will be sold on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at lunch. Mr. Hogan has been in front of the student body for the last 4 weeks. Dan Kowalczyk sits down with him and gives us a little more background into the life of Mr. Hogan.
As we start the new school year, we have a new person occupying the role of the Dean of Spiritual Life. We sat down with Mr. Hogan to learn a little bit more about his vision and his life.
My responsibilities here at WA include working on chapel. I schedule chapel speakers. I am the Unplugged worship team coach, and I kind of consult with Mr. Jasper on the band team, and I coordinate our staff devotions on Wednesday morning. And then there are a number of other things that I do and will probably be assigned as time goes by. Before I came to WA, I was a local church pastor. For the last 15 years, I was a worship pastor in a local church. Before that, I lived in Alabama and I lived in Texas, and I was a youth pastor in churches in those two states. So my vision for Wheaton Academy is that we would really be able to live out our lives and to learn in the context of a biblical worldview, where we can learn to love one another and embrace our diversity and the things that make us unique, and to be able to be an example to our community and to the world of what it means to live like Christ. I have a number of hobbies. I am kind of a handyman. I love to do home improvement projects and those kind of things around the house. And I'm also kind of a sports fan. I love sports, love to watch sports, particularly loving college football right now. I'm an Auburn fan because of our time in Alabama, and so I pull hard for the Tigers. And being born and raised in Texas, I am a fan of America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, and I hope everyone will embrace that well.
We're so excited to see what God has in store for Mr. Hogan's life. For WA TV, this is Dan Kowalczyk, signing off.
I think it's so great that Mr. Hogan is here, and it's so great just to see him getting more involved in the community and see all the students talking to him, and I just think it's so great that he could come here to Wheaton Academy.
It's really exciting just to see everything that he's doing here at Wheaton Academy.
Yeah, absolutely. For all your sports news, here's Dan Kowalczyk.
Thanks, Gigi. I'm Dan Kowalczyk, and I'm going to get you caught up on all of our sports news. Boys football had their first loss of the season on Friday as it lost to three-time defending state champions IC. A bright spot of the night came from Nuke starting quarterback David Dorn's 20-yard touchdown reception to Alex Ventimilla. The Warriors look to bounce back this Saturday at Wheaton College as they take on St. Francis. Boys golf won 2 matches last week to bring their records to 3-1 and 3-0 in the conference. Girls golf also won both of their matches last week and improved their record to 4-2 overall and 2-1 in the conference. Girls volleyball fell to crosstown rival West Chicago, but are still 3-0 in the conference. They took 2 out of 3 in our own tournament over the weekend, and the girls improved their records to 7-3. The boys and girls cross-country teams traveled to Peoria and ran on Saturday. The boys finished in 18th place out of 50 teams, and the girls finished in 15th place out of 42 teams. Lily Lebo led the girls and finished 44th overall. And for the boys, Sheldon Powell nearly broke the 17-minute mark with a run of 17 minutes and 3 seconds. And finally, boys soccer remained undefeated in conference with a phenomenal 1-0 double overtime victory of Riverside Brookfield. They are currently playing in the Pepsi Showdown, and so check our athletic website to find out when their next game is. That's all for sports this week. Back to you, Schuler.
Thanks, Dan. To finish off, let's get you your 4 things that you need to know. Number 1, don't forget that this week's football game versus St. Francis is at Wheaton College on Saturday at noon. And number 2, our chapel speakers for the week are John and Valguera on Tuesday. Number 3, this Friday is on off-campus learning day. Make sure you touch base with your teachers and find out what both the expectations are as well as what the coursework is for the day. And number 4, this week we are introducing something new, a verse of encouragement in our weekly WATV episodes. Today our verse comes from Isaiah 43:2-3. When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. For I am the Lord, your God.
That's all for us today. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at TheRealWaTV.
For all of us in Studio 22, have a great day.